Yeah, I started playing guitar in grade 8. One of my friends on my hockey team played guitar, and I thought that was rad, and my grandpa used to play guitar, and my mom played guitar. And I was like, I want to play guitar. I started listening to music a lot. Blink-182 helped me define who I am, pretty much.
I started playing drums when I was a little kid. I would have been in daycare when I started playing. My dad got me into playing drums because he's a drummer. Self-taught. My dad has taught me pretty much everything I know, not everything he knows. I've just been playing ever since. I have a really musical family. That's what's got me here today, in my musical abilities.
Back in grade 9, I met up with Dustin at a party, and I was always kind of a fan of Dustin. He used to just play acoustic himself, and then he got together with our friend Billy. He used to play guitar in a band, and our friend Zach, who used to play drums in the band, and they entered a battle of the bands, and that's how Final Thought started.
And in first place, Final Thought.
We just started writing songs and played in like our friend's garage and stuff like that, like everyone does.
And then after the Battle of the Bands, they wanted to take it to the next level, and they needed a bassist for the band. And I started to become really good buddies with those two. I decided to buy a bass, and that's how I myself started getting into music.
And it just grew from there, and then I started writing my own songs. And yeah, and then randomly people started to like them, which is kind of weird. I don't know if they actually liked them or if they just said that they liked them because it kind of sounded like Blink-182. But either way, it was enough attention, I guess, for me to want to keep doing it. I always describe Final Thought as pop music that punches you in the fucking teeth. A, because I think it's hilarious. B, because I actually feel that that's the way that it sounds like. I think I fucked that up. And 3, because I don't have a third thing to say, and I just think that sounds cool. Just say fuck.
It's like a pop rock kind of combo with different influences from other areas as well.
Yeah, I don't know, I just always thought it was like pop music because it's structured like pop music, and I like listening to pop music, and it's catchy. And I always have written like catchy sort of melodies or whatever. But it's, at the same time, I like heavier music too, and the foundation is like really rocky. And it's always really rock driven, like heavy guitars and big drums and a full like rock sound. So I think it's like kind of like pop music but more edgy, so it kind of hits you harder, sort of thing.
Pretty like program heavy in our songs, and just helps fill it out more. And I don't know, it's fun, really fun music to play. I wouldn't play it if I didn't have fun doing it. That helps, you know, you don't think you want to play in a band or write songs that you don't like or you wouldn't listen to, because it kind of defeats the purpose of writing music and playing music.
Sound has grown a ton for different reasons. Maybe it's because I've grown up a little bit, I think. Maybe not so much. I think Brandon and Tom still have some growing up to do, but we'll talk about that later. Well, I started writing songs for Final Thought when I was in grade 9, so that's a fucking long time. Like, no matter whether you think about it or not, like, songs are gonna change because there's different things that you want to write about, and you're not necessarily gonna be writing about the same things when you're in grade 9 as when you're 20 years old in university. Like, it just comes out different, and the way that you look at life is fully different. Like, the way that I looked at life when I was 15 years old in grade 9 is just irrelevant now, and it doesn't even make sense in my brain because it was almost, you know, 5 whole years ago. It's a long time. And I think before it was like really, it was heavily Blink-182 influenced and really pop punk and just really straight up, and was not as original as maybe it could have been. But I really didn't know how to write songs either, so that was just my way of kind of coming up with things was like, okay, this is how they do it. So I'm going to try and take this and make my own version of it.
So when I joined, the EP was just getting finished up and getting ready to be released, and all the songs on it were great songs, but they all kind of sounded like a different band wrote each song. Emmett, a really great friend of ours, was in the band at that point, and he had a pretty heavy influence on how the songs were wrote. I'd say when Dustin would write some of the songs together.
We went through kind of like a glitch where we had a member leave the band, and then our management sort of changed, and then everything kind of like stopped, and we were at like a place where we didn't really know what was going on. We were like, okay, who are we? What does this band want to be? What do we want to sound like? And we had to kind of do the same thing all over again. There was a wall, and we had to sort of overcome a couple of different obstacles, and then we recorded some songs, and we're like, okay, I like this, and we decided that we wanted to do a record and record a full length because I started writing a bunch of songs. I think over time I started listening to different bands and different kinds of music and writing different styles of songs.
So we just kept writing, kept writing, kept writing. We finally came to this conclusion. We're like, we finally have distinguished what Final Thought sounds like. We finally have this sound where you listen to the song and you're like, this is Final Thought. This is what Final Thought actually sounds like.
It's from sounding like different bands to sounding like one band, one sound.
It's more like raw and organic is the word that I wanted to say. Raw and organic, and it feels good, you know? I really wanted to make sure that that was something that happened with all the songs, is you really felt something, whether it was like happy, sad, or whatever. It's like, the song has to feel good and it has to feel right, and I think that's a major change.
This new record we're working on right now, from start to finish, the songs all sound like Final Thought. You can tell that voice, that's Dustin Dopsa singing, that's Tom Watson drumming, that's Brendan Hawthorne playing the bass.
And even Rob mentioning to Dustin earlier this week, he said, wow man, your lyrics have really come a long way, like from when your last whatever, from previous songs we've done, your lyrics have really improved.
We just have a whack of songs that are done, and we wanted to give them out and let people have a chance to listen to them. We just want to have a full record to give to people to listen to and be able to listen to start to finish of like 11 tracks.
It's really hard to experience the full sound of a band just through 5 songs. It's kind of, a CD is more like a story, so I'd rather tell the full story of who Final Thought is than just half the story.
Process of the music from start to finish. Usually what'll happen is I'll have some kind of idea stirring up in my brain, whether it's from a girl being a bitch or me listening to a song and being like, oh, that part is fucking awesome. But yeah, there's some sort of idea, and I'll have like kind of a light bulb moment, and it'll either be about like a melody or a guitar part or whatever, or just a certain style that I want.
It starts off with Dustin, who'll come up with an idea and he'll start jamming it. He'll track it at his house. He has a little studio in his basement, and he'll usually think of it at the worst time.
Like if Dustin has an idea in his head, he's about to write a song, he won't sleep until 5 o'clock until he has that idea completely out of his head on his computer, fully written down every single aspect of the song down his computer. He might have to work at 8 in the morning, but he really doesn't care.
And he'll show me and Biha, and we'll put in our 2 cents, and we'll come up, me and Dustin will all come up with drum ideas, or Dustin might already have some, or sometimes we just do it together and come up with a groove for the song.
And we'll sit down and listen to it and say, okay, is this a good song? Is this a bad song? Should we scrap it? Should we keep it? Do things need to change? And then we go from there, and then we'll kind of jam it out, play it at a show or 2, and feel whether or not the song should be a Final Thought song, if it's that level where we want it to be.
From there, we'll start sending it out to all our friends, like different people that would like different kinds of music. We have friends that listen to hardcore music, people that listen to the top 20, people that like rock, blues. So really we have people from all different influences giving us all their opinions. And from that, we're able to kind of hit all different target markets, all different people that like kind of music. And if everyone likes it that likes different music, then we're on the right track.
From there, like if it makes the cut, we'll keep it, and if not, might throw it on the back burner and come back to it later on. If it makes the cut, then bring it to the studio and record it.
And when you bring it to the studio, the whole process happens again. So you sit down, you listen to it, okay, what's good about this song, what's bad about this song, and then you have a whole other mind and like years to listen to it, and the producer will be like, okay, look at it maybe in a different light and say, this part's not necessarily where it needs to be, or I want this part to change, or something of that nature, and you have kind of an outside look at your song, which is really helpful, and I think is the best thing about having a producer is really just having that extra set of ears, a trained set of ears, to tell you what is wrong with your song, or what could maybe change, or what would help your song.
It's our first full-length record, and we kind of want to get a taste of working with different producers.
We wanted to get as many opinions, as many different options, as many different ideas as we could, just make this the best record we possibly can.
We like gave them a few songs to work with, like a few songs they could choose from, right? But we were pretty much like, here's our songs. And it actually worked out the songs that we thought that the producers were going to pick. They actually picked the exact same songs, so it worked out like that.
We're down to like 10, 11 songs now for the record.
Yeah.
And we started off with what, like 30 or something like that?
I remember. Well, like we knew like the sounds we wanted for certain songs, and we knew the sounds that each producer kind of like specialized in. And like,
and you don't want to pick a song that a producer's not really going to be comfortable working with. You'd rather them work on something that they're used to almost working with, something that they're going to be stoked on to work with because they're going to bring out the best in that song, right?
Something that they're excited about, definitely. Yeah. We wanted to work on songs with people that 100% believed in the songs and thought that those songs were great, because that's how you want to make a good record, you know?
Panic, panic attack. This is not fun.
John Clario. Great guy. Has done a ton of amazing bands that we all look up to and that we all listen to.
Going through high school, all the bands I listened to, like Brand New, Census Fail, My Chemical Romance, like John recorded those bands and like their early records, and I think I'm just really stoked to be here and work with him.
He's just a really cool guy. If you asked me how old he was, I'd probably say he's 25. I just found out he's turning, wow.
It's great, and the sound that he gets is more of like a raw sort of rock, sound that maybe wouldn't be the first choice that you would think about for like a Final Thought record. But at the same time, we wanted to come and kind of combine Final Thought with the way John does things and see the way it came out, because I really feel that some of the songs that we ventured off and kind of did for this record would really benefit from something like that. So
recording my drums, I just had great tones for everything. I don't know, I like tracking my drum with him a lot.
Got the snare drum turned on. Yes, sir.
He's just really, really cool, really young, really easy to get along with. As soon as we walked in, he just pretty much lit up, and it's kind of like he was one of our buddies.
As soon as he hears something that he doesn't like, he'll immediately stop you and be like, no, this part needs to be like this and not this. And you're like, oh wow, you are totally on the same page as me right now. Like, it's just weird because you don't expect it at first, you know? And the first time you see it, you're just like, wow, this guy knows his shit. Where the
So I can copy everything up to like the middle of it, pretty much.
yeah.
Tracking bass, he was really, really positive, and he just made it really, really easy to track.
I wish you could have done a lot faster. Just kidding. I think it sounds great. Everything sounds awesome so far.
I think they're going to turn out really, really good. I'm really excited to hear the finished product.
We're here at Indie Gene Studios, group Indie Gene, to hang out with Luke Tellier and record some sweet singles for our upcoming full-length record. And this is day 2, hanging out for day 2. Did some guitar tracks today, some bass tracks. Did all the drums yesterday. Everything sounded pretty good so far.
We got to the studio at 9 o'clock. We came in, I tracked all my bass parts right away.
But yeah, he's just this like over the top, like so awesome. He met us at the door and stuff like that. We came in, saw the studio, and he's just so upfront, so honest, and he's just really good at making music. And you know, he really knows what he wants. He's really, really strong with his opinions, and just when he hears it, he knows exactly what he needs, and he's already got like this process. You can just see it like starting when you're working on something, and he knows exactly what he wants, and he knows how to get there. I have an acoustic in there, and that's what I have like going over. That's the only real thing that I have over the like those parts. So I don't know if you want to mimic that with like a clean tone. I don't see an acoustic.
We'll use the box.
So.
The C30.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's do that. All right.
What is this song about?
Losing your mind. Going crazy.
About the girl.
A little bit, but also just like generally going crazy, losing your mind, choices that you gotta make and stuff. That was a big topic with me this year, was just making good choices, I think.
We're right here in Montreal. Took a nice little drive over here. I'm gonna record 2 songs with Luke, This Party and Love My Life.
So last year I wrote a song with a friend of mine, Jordan Bean, called This Party. And we wrote it, and we sat on it for a little bit, and automatically me and the guys were just like, it would be really cool if Luke Tellier did this song. We sent all the songs to Luke, and what do you know, he sent us back. My favorite is This Party.
This Party is like just like a party song. It's what that's all about, really partying, and it's really dancey and kind of dark too. It has like a weird vibe to it.
I only have good things to say about Final Thought. That was really a blast to record that band. The 2 songs we're recording are really, really good.
And I told my friends everything about you, 'cause this party's not the same without you. This party's not the same without you. I told my friends everything about you. I told them that you're about to never show.
This is Rob Freeman. We're happy to have Final Thought down from Canada here in the studio.
We left Sunday night.
Let's come see Rob Freeman at Pilot Studio. With Rob is really unique. It's really cool.
that's do your thing, but then he tells you how to do it better.
Just make sure you're in that rack top center, okay?
Yeah.
You're hitting it left. It's like you're ruining my life.
You're working with somebody that's established and has actually done something with a music career, and it's really cool just to have the opportunity and have like his brain involved in your songs.
It's fun. He's able to joke around. He's young, so he still gets our humor, that kind of stuff.
Dustin's getting in a lot of production and stuff. Like we demo all our own tracks at home, and so he loves it.
Just trying to take advantage of him as much as we possibly can while we're here and use all of his knowledge as to the best of our ability.
Okay, boom. Okay. Yeah.
This conversation this morning too, just about having everything be the best it can be before you even put a mic up or anything like that, or do any posts or anything like that on it, you know?
Well, my own stance is I don't want to record a song I don't like. So.
Yeah. Just hanging out here is just so simple and so easy, and making music every day is really cool.
I'll be the star in your sheets. I dare you take a chance on me. What would you say if your mind skips on me? What would you say if you feel it like me?
What is it you want, Barry? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll pour a lasso around it.
Starting this record, it's a really big commitment. We've all put a lot of hours, a lot of time, and just pretty much we all sat down and decided that we might as well put everything into this record. We don't want to live like with regret. What if we didn't put so much money into the record? What if we didn't like
do it all the way sort of thing, you know?
Like, why do it if we're not going to do it as big as we possibly can?
No sleep, staring at the ceiling, toss and turn all night. I'm losing my mind.
We're doing this independently, and it's not as easy as the average person would think. Like,
yeah, it's not like you just wake up one day and say, I'm going to make a record.
I'm going to make a record. No, like there's a lot of planning, a lot of stuff you have to do.
You're just right, it does the minute I feel this life. I know I don't end up
lonely. You know, a lot of people don't necessarily think about, you know, what happens behind the scenes. And I think that's why we wanted to do like something bigger and kind of, you know, capture some of the moments and stuff like that while we're in the studio. And because I think that's just like a thing that we always say, like as Final Thought, like go bigger, go home sort of thing. Like we want to do it as big as we can possibly do it, the best that we possibly can do it, like in every way possible, or we're not really going to do it at all.
What if I found the love of my life and she slipped through my grasp tonight? What if I'm not part of your story? And if it doesn't work out just right, it doesn't mean that I feel this life. I know I don't end up I can't sleep and I can't be without your love. It's all I need. 'Cause I can't sleep and I can't be without your love. It's all I can't sleep and I can't without your love, it's all
people to just take a second and sit back and kind of like appreciate. Well, I think every artist or musician or whatever probably feels the same way. They want people to, you know, take a minute and appreciate it. But I think if you do take a minute to appreciate it and maybe think where some of the ideas were coming from, or you know, even just the sounds that are coming off the disc or the album or out of your speakers or whatever, I think that you'll appreciate it a little bit more. And I think Final Thought's a band where you can kind of do that. It's not necessarily like the first time you listen to it, it hits you 100% right away. It's like something that you can maybe listen to a couple of times and then you're just like, oh, that part's really cool, and you hear like different parts here and there.
Hey, girl, are you sick of your boyfriend? Will I say?
People that have known Final Thought like prior to this record, I'm stoked to see what they think about the record, because I think like the band's grown a lot as people, as like our friendship, like our bond together, and like the music itself, I think has really grown over the past couple of years, and
it's a hell of a lot better.
I think it's gonna be really cool to see what those kind of people have to think about the record.
Yeah.
But I'm stoked for like new Final Thought listeners to kind of listen to it with like a fresh ear and be like,
okay,
whatever,
like
like it's just sweet, or you know, I think it's gonna be cool to have those two different aspects.
Not like this record is to make money. We're gonna make millions. No, we're not doing it for the money. We want as many people to hear this record. Like, we don't care if we lose money off this record. We just want as many people as we possibly can get to listen to our CD from start to finish. That's basically the idea of this project.
Like, you write music for people to listen to. You not to.
Yeah, and not to keep it to yourself. And
I want you to see what I have done and see what I can be. I want you to see me play. So tonight on this stage, I'll hope that you're watching me. So finally you can see how proud you would have been to see me rock it like you taught me. Rock it like you taught me. Rock it like you taught me.